So we leave, all three of us. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it every now and then. Hanako comes along right beside her, so close that she is practically half hugging her as they go. Although it might make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Hanako shrieks a little and my vision briefly goes black. Ouch! Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. Oh. Well then, that happened. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has fallen down on the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a worried frown. That's a frown? The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic and plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. No, Sherlock. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubbing her nose and jumps up. Oh man! Oh man! Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. Okay, wrong voice. Sorry, a bubble got stuck in my throat. I wasn't looking where I was going, and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry. She's looking really apologetic. It's in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. It's okay, don't worry about it. Ouch. Oh no, please no, I don't want to die. I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself, don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I tried to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. This is not good. Seems normal. Okay. Whew. That's good. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. Okay, so I did do a high-pitched voice that was supposed to be the character. Okay, yeah. No, I'm not going to do it because that's Misha's voice. That's only hers. Pink-haired girl gets high-pitched voice. Hee-hee. I stare at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realized that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubly over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm over-worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pulled myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. Big time. But it's nothing more than that. You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay. I said I was fine and nothing's broken. No harm done. That's good. I was... Hisao, what happened? She's not quite up to speed for obvious reasons, but she sounds very worried. More than what the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me, nothing serious, just winded. Sorry, it was my fault. I was just going to get some stuff and I was in kind of a hurry. This someone here is Emmy, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shuffles her plastic metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lily. Hanako. I guess the girls know each other. Do please try to be more careful. You might be sturdy enough to endure these sorts of accidents. There are people who aren't. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling. I know that. I was just... I gotta go. Teacher will have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change everything. Before any of us can say a thing, Emi has already bolted away, leaving the hallway eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often around here? There are more rules in Yamaku than usual for running in corridors. But that rarely stops Emi, it seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight smile. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop her, I'm afraid. Shall we be off then? Lily heads off along the hallway and Hanako hurries after her. The route to the room the two use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Hanako quickly go about the business of making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with her thermos and tea bags as Hanako is setting out both their lunch boxes. So is this what you meant by coming here almost every day? Yes, Hanako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we end up using this room regularly. After seeing Hanako's reaction to me over the past couple of days, I can understand why that is a boon. That and Lily being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lily's poured the tea for us and sits down. Yeah, I'm sitting right by Hanako. Yay! The more time I spend with these two girls, the more I think they're a perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. Yeah, like he says, yeah, they're pretty much like polar opposites. So how are you faring in Hamaku, Hisao? You seemed a bit flustered before. Apart from getting lost every now and again and being crash-tackled against my classroom, fine, I guess. You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Hanako and Lily about my condition, but then I held it back. I can't tell why. But for some reason, I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think that they're buying it. But in what I assume as their way of respecting my privacy, they don't push the matter. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask. Even if people's conditions are obvious, like Hanako's, there's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in this school? You don't seem to know your way around pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of the high school as well, and moved into the dormitories when she did, if memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them, though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. I can imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. It isn't long before the bells are signaling the end of the break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as efficiently as they set them out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going to go with Hisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me, and for a second I can see that she is considering skipping class, maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looking at in the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane. Hanako and I filing out. File. We walk quickly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Hisao, thank you for sharing lunch with us. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways. Lily enters the classroom and leaving Hanako and I to make off. Oh, wow. That was off. Make off to our own. She left us to make out. Yeah. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We made our way to our seats, and I noticed that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some sort of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of the school. Trying to make a little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quickly. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there is still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time. Yeah, because you were basically doing nothing besides laying down inside a bed all day. And making sure your heart doesn't go boom, boom, pow. But here feeling the considerable shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ballpoint pen, whatever. Raising his eyes from his paper briefly, he noticed me and froze his brow. What is it, Nakai? Is it Nakai? I'll go Nakai. I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I'd do after school. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. Just like David Tennant. You have no plans? No, I considered joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Mateo looks at me You should call him the doctor. That'd be hilarious. Nah. Katawa looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the word back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It feels like I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something, or anything. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness when the only way to communicate with her is to talk with Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Misha crashes in, hands straight in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Hitao, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general, slumps in his chair. Mikado. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes? We have talked about volume control before. Yes. But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So, what is it? We need help. We are running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress. Oh! She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get some supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood! Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more than was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there's none left there. So do you know where there is some? I don't know. How would I know? Just an English teacher. Shi-chan! The president thought that a teacher would know if there was plywood. Was she wrong? Well, you just asked only one teacher. You could ask multiple, He's not the only one, probably. And if he is, this is a really small school. Vitao looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire existence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. I guess her attention span or her ability to do certain things that originally would be common sense is that's her disability, I guess. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible, like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open with blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I had no idea if there is any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. Oh, what should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya. Nomiya? I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You have to pry them from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter. Oh, I don't have time. We are so busy. Ah! She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as desperate as is possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the notes she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do and we are falling behind the schedule. Vitao looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help? He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if trying to say, "Go make some friends. Do it." Yeah. I guess I can give a hand. You can? Thanks, Sean. You were really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelping, "Ah!" and looks very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Hisao doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun. I clicked the wrong button. Hee hee. We just had a little chat, and then you decided to butt in. Thanks a lot. Oh no! It's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hisao? Quick, I'll beat him up while you escape. Oh! No, I'm not. Is Hisao in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Dang it, shut up. Child sighs deeply. And I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. Help a brother out, man! So what do you need? Here's a list. I could try to find the plywood for somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications on whether I'm joining the council or not. Aww. Still thanks, Hichan. Try to be quick. We are in a stall building streak now. We must hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent art agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with the number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway.